Good morning, class 9. So we have completed first part of this chapter, that is plant tissues. Now I'll start with the animal tissues, the tissues which are present in the we are mostly concerned about the tissues which are present in the human body. So basically we are going to discuss I'm going to discuss with you these kind of the tissues, that is connective tissue, nervous tissue, and the epithelial tissue, and these all are the skeletal tissues or the muscular tissues. Okay, so let us start with the first part, that is epithelial tissue. If you see that these epithelial tissues are present on the lining of the body, basically that is the skin of your body and the internal structure, these are lined by the epithelial tissue. Other than that, connective tissue, these are the ones which are present in between the upper layer and the lower layer. These are present for the distribution of the substances, and these actually bring a kind of connection in the body. Nervous tissue, which is present in your brain and the spinal cord and different nerves, this helps in the controlling and coordinating the activities of your body. And then these muscular tissues, skeletal, cardiac, and smooth, these are muscular tissues. These muscular tissues are present, some are present in the internal organs, and some are present in the skeletal system, attached to the skeletal system. These help in the movement of the either in the internal organs or the external organs or the body of means the body parts. So our first topic is epithelial tissue, that is the covering tissue of the body. uh, these are all the tissues which we are gonna discuss. I'm gonna discuss with you epithelial tissue. This epithelial tissue is of these many types: simple epithelial, that is squamous, cuboidal, columnar, pseudostratified, and stratified epithelial tissue is of three types: transitional, stratified, squamous, non-keratinized, and stratified, squamous, keratinized. And connective tissue, it is not written here. These connective tissues are like bone, uh, cartilage, and blood, lymph. These all are the connective tissues which I'll discuss with you in my next video. Then muscular tissue, it is of three types: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. And the nervous tissue is made up of the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system. Central nervous system, which is made up of brain and different nerves; peripheral nervous system made up of sensory and motor nerves; and autonomic nervous system is again made up of these many nerves, but it has some different kind of function. So now let us start with the first topic, that is epithelial tissue. Epi means the upper, and thelial means the tissue which covers. So it is a kind of the tissue which actually covers the body also, and the internal structures also. Like heart can be covered by this, intestine can be covered by this, the blood vessels can be covered by this. So these are basically present in the lining of these like blood vessels, ducts, cavities, tubes inside the body and outside also. And these cover the organs also. Their function is basically these because these are present in the lining of anything, so their most important function is to protect the body from any injury, protect the body from the microbial invasion, means no germs can enter without entering into the epithelial tissue. So it is a kind of tissue which helps in protecting your body from the germs which enter in your body. And these contain the receptors. There are some kind of the nerves which help in which help in detecting the stimulus, and they respond accordingly. Like when anybody pinches your skin, then you either you just pull back your hand, or you means there is some kind of some kind of redness you can see on the skin. So it is basically the receptors, the touch receptors which are present in your skin, that detect that there is something has touched your body, and that time you respond in a way that either you pull the hand or do something like that. So this is, so basically receptors are present in the epithelial tissue, which helps in giving the response to the stimuli, and these help in filtration and the reabsorption of the materials. Secretion of mucus, like in case of internal ear of your body, and filtration, like the nephrons which are present in the kidney. These help in filtering the materials, that is urea, that is urine is formed by filtering the useful substances. And reabsorption, like in small intestine, villi is present, and that is it is covered by epithelial tissue. It helps in the absorption of the substances which are useful for your body, and these help in secreting the and lubricating the structures, like in the lungs these are present, that means the pericardial membrane which is present in the lungs, that keeps the lungs moistened by lubricating it, by releasing a kind of fluid which is known as pleural fluid. In the case of heart, it is pericardial fluid. Okay, so this is the function of epithelial tissue. So these epithelial tissue are basically of two types. These are either present in the form of membranes, or either these are present in the form of glandular epithelium. In the form of membrane, these only cover the organs. In the form of glandular epithelium, these are present in the glands which release the hormones. This you have studied in class 8, that some chemical substances are released by the glands, like in case of liver it is bile, like in case of adrenal gland it is adrenaline. Okay, in case of pancreas it is pancreatic juice. So these are of two types, either these are simple one or the glandular one which produce the secretions. So basically, what is the basic characteristic of the this epithelial tissue? First of all, these epithelial tissues are being attached by a basement membrane, which is inside that there is a kind of structure which is known as connective tissue. On connective tissue, it is being um, uh, being attached with some basal lamina, which is a protein, and on that these epithelial tissues are found resting on that. So this is the basal membrane, and it is attached by basal lamina, and epithelial tissues rest upon that, and these are found connected to the connective tissues. So this is the epithelial tissue. Now let us see some more functions are there. These support the body, these carry the nutrients, these pass the nerves. These are very this is important thing, that these are helpful in regeneration of the body. Okay, means if you see that if there is any cut in your body, or the hand or anywhere, then soon it becomes your injury recovers due to the division in the cells of epithelial cells, and that injury heals after some time. So this is because these epithelial tissues have capacity to divide. That is why they divide and they recover your injuries. And depending upon their shapes and structure, these are of different types: simple squamous, simple cuboidal, and simple columnar. When I'm saying simple means it is made up of a single layer, one layer thick. Okay, when I'm saying stratified means these are of multi-layered. These can be of 2 layered, 3 layered, 4 layered, or multi-layered. So other than that, there are transitional ones which can increase their length anytime, means their breadth anytime. So these are different types of the epithelial tissues which I'll discuss now. Classes of epithelial tissue: simple means these are made up of only single layer, and stratified means these are made up of multi layered. Now see where these are present and how they look like. Squamous, simple squamous tissue, it is made up of flat cells having one nucleus in each, and these form a kind of a sheet around the organ. Where these are present? These are present in the lining of the blood vessels and the coelom. Coelom is the cavity which is present in your body, like in where your lungs are present, heart is present, intestine is present. Around that there is a this cavity is present, which is lined by this squamous epithelial tissue, which is a single layered epithelial tissue. Cuboidal, because their cell shape is cube like, so these are known as cuboidal simple epithelial tissue. These are thicker than the first one, so these are found in the glands, walls of the glands, like your pituitary gland, like adrenal gland, liver, pancreas, salivary glands. Everywhere these cuboidal epithelial tissues are present. Then comes the columnar epithelial tissue. Columnar epithelial tissues are actually the tissues which are like, these cells are pillar like, okay, means these are their length is more than their breadth, and they have one this oval kind of nucleus are present, and sometimes they also have some hair like structures on them, which are known as cilia. So these are the columnar epithelial tissue, and which are, you can see that these are thicker than the squamous and cuboidal epithelial tissues. Where do you find these are basically present in the uterus tube, it is present there, and it is also present in the lining of the gut tube. Gut is the that your alimentary canal, it is present there also, and it is also present in your this respiratory tract. Then comes the pseudo stratified epithelial tissue. Okay, basically these are pseudo stratified, means these look like multi-layered, but these are not actually multi-layered. These cells are of different sizes or shapes. These are not completely cuboidal or completely what do you say, these are not in shape. That is why these look like that these are having more than one layer, but actually if you see that it is a single cell, this is one single cell, this is one single cell, because their length and breadth are not in according to the other, like the other ones which are in complete proper measurement. These are not completely in shape. That is why these look like stratified, but these are pseudo stratified, not completely you can say these are false stratified. Pseudo means false. So these appear like stratified, but these are actually the simple epithelial tissues. So where you find this, these are found in the respiratory tract. These cells have some special kind of cells which are known as goblet cells. Goblet cells, these goblet cells produce the mucus, okay, mucus in your body. So this is present in that respiratory tract and the lungs of your body. Now see squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissues are basically, if these can be simple one and stratified squamous. Squamous epithelial tissue, this I have already told you that these are made up of many layers, and simple squamous these are the cells which are made up of single layered flat cells. You can see these are flat cells, and these are present in this. Their function is lubrication, that is these provide the kind of fluid material so that the organ in which these are present, they will remain moistened. Stratified squamous, these are again the flat cells, but these are multi-layered. These are found in the skin and the lining of the mouth. Their function is protection. And this one, cuboidal epithelial tissue, these can be simple cuboidal or stratified cuboidal. If these are like cube shaped cells, and so these are if these are present in a single layer, so these are known as simple cuboidal cells, epithelial tissue. So if you see, these are present in the ovaries, kidneys, thyroid gland, and wherever the secretion or absorption is required. Secretion of substances like secretion of substances like bile from the liver. Ovaries secrete the hormones, that is progesterone, relaxin, and in thyroid gland it is present, this which releases thyroxine hormone. In kidneys, their function is absorption of the substances like salts and excess of sugar, amino acids. These are absorbed there in the kidneys. So their function there in the kidney is to absorb the materials. Other than that, in ovaries and other glands, their function is secretion of hormones and digestive enzymes also. Stratified cuboidal cells, epithelia. So basically this is multi-layered, and these are cuboidal, means their structure is cuboidal. Cube like cells are present like this. These are cube like, but these are multi-layered. Okay, these are not single layered. They have a nucleus on that, and these are thicker than the simple cuboidal cells. So where these are present? These are present in the sweat and mammary glands. Mammary glands, which are the milk producing gland in the females of the mammals. So this is present in that, and other than that, these are present in the sweat glands which are present in your skin. Their function is again secretion, absorption, and protection from the external environment. Then comes the columnar epithelial tissue. Columnar epithelial tissue can be of two types, simple and the stratified. Columnar, as I told, their length, these are like pillar like cells. Okay, long and narrow cells. These line the tract where reabsorption and secretion occurs. So these are present in the nephron and the small intestine, and your buccal cavity also, and your salivary glands also. So these are present in the that region. Other than that, stratified columnar cells, if you see that these are having like layer and layer, and they have nucleus which is present on the top of the cells, and these have different function than the other ones. These give support and movement of the substance, like this is present in the vas deferens and the urethra of the male. Vas deferens is basically the sperm duct which is which releases the sperms in the male. That is because its diameter has been changed once the sperm travel through it, so it actually allows the movement of the sperms. Other than that, urethra of the male also changes its shape and size. That is why it is present there. Stratified columnar, basically they have capacity to stretch a bit due to their length, so it is present there. Transitional epithelial tissue. So transitional epithelial tissue are having so many layers of the epithelial cells, and because they are having different layers. You can see here all the cells are of different length and size and shape. That is why they can stretch a lot. Okay, and that is why these are present in the bladder, in the urinary bladder. These are present in the urinary bladder. Okay, why? Because urine which is formed by the kidney comes here, and it keeps on filling inside the bladder, so its diameter can change. So that is why their walls are made up of this transitional epithelial tissue. So they help in stretching the kind of organ, and they also protect against the seepage, means nothing can go inside it. So now your epithelial tissue is completed. Other than that, some more epithelial tissue you will see in your book, I think. that is keratinized and non-keratinized epithelial tissue. So keratinized epithelial tissue is the one in which the cell become dead after maturity. Like in case of your skin, you can see your upper layer is dead, it is having scaly cells, and that is due to the formation of keratin, which is a protein that forms the dead layer of the cell, it may of a tissue, and it makes the tissue very like protective and waterproof also. So that is the keratinized. Non-keratinized tissues, epithelial tissue, are the ones which are not having this keratin present on that. So they actually, these are present in the lining of the buccal cavity and the esophagus. Their function is basically to to what you say that to make the surface wet always, and that is why these are called non-keratinized, and these are present in the buccal cavity and the esophagus and the places where moisture is required. So there is one that keratinized, non-keratinized, and other than that you will see there are some more like the neurosensory epithelia, which are actually present in the cells or the regions where means some sensations are required. Like these are present in the eyes because you are going to see the things. Sensation of vision is here. In the lining of the internal ears, in the ear it is present because from there you hear the things. And in the on the tongue, these are present, the neurosensory, which help in detecting the taste. So these are some of the neurosensory epithelial tissue which are present in your body in different regions. Other than that, one more type is there which is known as a pigmented epithelial tissue. So this is actually present in the retina of the eye, and these help in the detection of the light of or the formation of the image in the retina. So now your this topic is completed, epithelial tissue. Now tomorrow I'll discuss with you either the connective tissue or the muscular tissue. Thank you class. If you have any query, ask in the class.